Hello everyone, welcome back to Liquid Talent TV. We have a special guest today, Miss Becky Straw. Becky is the founder of the Adventure Project. A dear friend of mine, we met at Summit Series a few years ago, and just so glad to have you in today, Becky.
Thanks, I'm so excited to be here.
So, you are the founder of the Adventure Project.
Mm-hmm.
You've been running this company for
3 years, over 3.5.
3.5 years now.
Yeah.
Amazing. And co-founder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jody in the West Coast is.
Jody, yeah, is in the West Coast.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell us what the Adventure Project does.
Yeah, so we're different than a traditional charity. We wanted to really focus on what's most impactful in local communities that stimulates local economies by creating jobs. So we realized if you want to really end extreme poverty, you have to focus on the key interventions that are going to also create entrepreneurship, basically. Yeah. So those are things like training someone to become a healthcare worker or a well mechanic so that they can fix and maintain broken wells.
Yeah.
We come alongside those people and we provide the tools and the training and the education so that they can become profitable entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So Becky is just a step back. Becky's running a nonprofit, and Becky's our first nonprofit leader to come into the Liquid Talent TV world. How did you go about choosing what type of organization to start with from the beginning?
Yeah.
Walk us through that process of choosing the 501c3 versus a more traditional for-profit route.
That's a great question. I think we really thought, there's B Corps, there's so many different ways you can do it.
Yeah.
We really want to harvest just ordinary Americans to get involved and saying, how can we really tap into that community that wants to give internationally, wants to know that their charitable dollars are going to the right place. So we really felt like, we did a survey actually too, and felt like our demographic of donors wanted to have a charitable tax donation.
Right.
So we needed to do the 501c3 route.
Yeah.
Even though what we're doing is creating jobs that stimulate local economies, which is a very business-minded approach. It's hence why we're called the Adventure Project, because we support ventures that add something positive.
So Adventure.
Adventure.
That's where the name comes from.
Is.
The Adventure Project.
Ba-doom.
You come from a nonprofit background, right? So you were at Charity Water, spent some time there. Walk us through your experience with Charity Water and into the Adventure Project.
It was such an incredible time. For those that don't know, Charity Water is a nonprofit that brings clean drinking water to people in developing countries. I was there for about the first 3 years. I was the third employee, which was exciting. So literally just huddled around a couch in an apartment in Soho with tons of interns and lots of energy, and then was able to see it grow into, a massive conference room, 25 staff at the time when I left, and, and millions of, people that are getting clean water now. So it's remarkable. Yeah.
Let's go into the pillars of the Adventure Project and kind of the boots on the ground work that you're supporting. I know you're focusing on 4 verticals in 4 countries.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about each of those and the strategy within each of those spaces?
Sure. So poverty is the greatest problem of our time today, right? Extreme poverty. And so we work in 4 areas, which is like health, hunger, water, and the environment. Because those are the 4 issues that all work together that keep people in extreme poverty. Yeah. So you can't have, food. You need food and water, and a safe environment to raise your family.
The basics.
These are the basics, and so we said, let's choose these 4 issues, and then let's find an entrepreneurial solution for each. So that's why we're focused on that, and kind of really trying to layer into the community, these necessary demand-driven products, and how do we get these products, such as bed nets, malaria meds, fuel-efficient stoves, clean water, all of these services that make a functional economy. So that's why we do those 4 key areas.
And you've been able to travel to these countries and see the work that you're able to provide.
Yeah, I think that's where we feel like that's our added value, is that not only are we supporting these enterprises, these local organizations, and helping them grow, but we're coming alongside and monitoring them. So we're evaluating closely who we want to work with. We're doing site visits before we do any sort of funding. So the boots on the ground is the due diligence to know that your funding is going to the right place and it's being spent efficiently and effectively. Yeah. And you're going to get great reporting and data out of how your gift created impact. So if you give $30 a month for 1 year, that supports one person's job training, and we're going to show you that person you supported, because transparency is key. That's
so you build that relationship, that transparent relationship with that person, and you see their growth.
Absolutely. You see, well, you're going to be able to find out who you supported, but then more importantly, you know that that person, that well mechanic, is now, fixing 10 wells in their region, and those 10 communities now have consistent clean water, which is such an added benefit, and that's such a multiplier than if you just built one well, right? You now know 10 communities are always going to have somebody who knows how to fix it.
Yeah.
And more importantly, then that person has a job and they have a family and they're sending their kids to school, and
such a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect, yeah. So super efficient, highly effective, and so now it's just about how do we take these 4 countries, Haiti, India, Kenya, and Uganda, how do we expand, and how do we deepen our relationship in those countries as well? Yeah,
Liquid Talent and the Adventure Project have a lot of synergies, and we both believe in economic opportunities, and if both organizations can do our part to help people help themselves, then I think we both can rest easy at night. Becky is one of my favorite people, and I am just so grateful for your time to come down here out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your story with our viewers. TheAdventureProject.org, and thanks so much for viewing, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Becky.
Excited for Liquid Talent.
Thank you.